Oh, suck it now. We done made it this far, baby. It's that time of the week that you look forward to. Grandmammies be calling grandpappies. Kids be calling their best friends for this day. It's the Friday Eve special, baby. As you know it, it's the Sideline Junkies. Midnight Rider, Gentleman Jack Carr. And what we do on this day, we call Friday Eve, baby. We get you ready. So that on tomorrow morning, when your co-workers show up to work and they in the break room and they over there at the coffee machine, at the Kreger, or whatever it's called, getting their mocha latte, hot tea, or whatever they got going on. It's the guy by the Day-O Donuts. Powdered sugar on his face, still trying to have a conversation with you, spitting out all the powdered sugar because he can't talk without spitting. Then you got the dude that just came in from smoking because he's running late. And he overheard the conversation. He asked what they talking about. And then all the ladies at one time, they did it in unison. They did it just like the Midnight Rider. They said it was the Thursday night throwdown. And that's what we came here for, baby. Let's go. It's Thursday night throwdown. Again, Gentleman Jack Carr, Midnight Rider. First and foremost, before I even get started good, let's give a special thank you to our guest last night. Coach Danny Hayes of La Plata High School. Great conversation. If you haven't checked it out, I know we have it on the page. If you don't want to go on the page, you can go to these nice places here. You can go to YouTube, put in Sideline Junkies, click like and subscribe. You can also go to Odyssey, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. Type in Sideline Junkies. Guess who's gonna pop up? Your boys. And they have our shows lettered out so you can know which show you're going to. It's no surprises. It's not like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? This is
I know what you're saying.
Check us out, baby. Jack, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. And like you say, that was a great show last night. And honestly, man, we've been on a roll the past couple weeks in the passenger seat, and I want to thank you for being with me through that ride.
Oh, no problem, baby. No problem.
I'm having a blast with it, you know. It's something we thought about over a year ago. Yeah. And then it came to fruition through Sideline Junkies Podcast Network, and I'll always be grateful.
Definitely. Let's start off like we always do with some of the news from the day. You kind of push this out here, so I'm gonna let you kind of take the lead on this. Chet Lemon passes away. Can you give me some info on him? Because I didn't get a chance to look at it.
He died at 70 years old. He had been fighting an illness. Chet Lemon, man, I remember him. You know, you probably wasn't even born. He was a ball player in the 70s, man, with Detroit and Chicago White Sox.
Okay.
Big man. He was a big man. He was actually a number one pick in the 72 draft, I found out. He was the 22nd pick in the draft. He won a World Series in 84 with Detroit. I remember, I think he was a first baseman. I do, Chet Lemon. Probably one of the funkiest baseball cards I remember, man. It's like a headshot only, if I recall. That's about what I remember about Chet Lemon. At first, I think Bob Lemon might have already passed. He's the former Washington senator that stays in the DMV. Actually used to stay in Hyattsville. My dad introduced me to Bob Lemon as a young guy. Bob Lemon used to play ball next to Harmon Killebrew and all them guys with the Senators and the Twins. Chet Lemon. He had a thick mustache. I remember that. He had a thick mustache, Midnight Rider.
He rocked lamb chops a little bit.
Yeah. That's why he always looked like a Pittsburgh Pirate to me, because the Pirates always had the chops, And Dave Foster had chops.
Right.
Yeah. But that's it. 1970s is when Chet was playing. Probably wrapped his career up around 82, 84. I didn't look that far into it, but I had just found out he passed a little bit prior to showtime. So I just thought we should give him a shout.
Okay. With that being said, let's go to what people are currently watching. Now this isn't going to be the drive time, so you're not going to get detailed breakdowns of line changes and things of that nature. You probably going to get the score and a couple thoughts from Jack and I. So tonight's game is the Capitals and the Hurricanes finishing up. Switch that to the next one. Playing right now as we speak, the score is 1-0 for the Capitals. Looks like Connor Michael got a breakaway. Scored with about. Let me see. Did I speak too soon?
There was a intermission last I saw.
Yeah, we just started the second, and early on,
1-0 Caps.
1-0 Caps. Looks like the puck, I guess, went out of bounds. I thought it went in the net.
Connor McMichael scored, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's in my parlay. I got McMichael for 3 shots a goal, and I got Ovechkin for 3 shots.
And then
averaging almost 5.
Yeah, but he had a bad night the other night. The one they lost.
He didn't shoot it all. He shot once the last game.
Yeah, and the rookie was the guy that was their leading scorer. I think all week, all people talked about was this was the most lopsided 2-1 game they'd ever seen. Because the Capitals actually technically should have won it in the regulation when the kid has the breakaway, but for some reason Leonard couldn't get the breakaway in the basket.
I watched that. After catching that Jets Blues game 7 double overtime, I definitely try to check out third quarter. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah, man.
Period. But the goal was scored by Connor McMichael, unassisted.
Yes,
unassisted. Connor McMichael is probably one of my new favorite Caps. I like him. I used to be real heavy on Tom Wilson. And, of course, I like Ovi. But Connor McMichael, I like him.
My guy's Dylan Strome.
He scored in game 1.
Yeah, strong. No, that was Protus that scored in game 1.
Okay, then he scored in the last game of the other series.
Yeah. I like Strome. He's a good passer. And that's easy. That's what I always like about hockey players. I like the passes.
I'm really liking putting a few wagers on hockey versus baseball right now, dude. I'm liking it. I'm probably 30% right now. I hit about 3 out of 8, so that's probably almost 40%.
Dude,
and it's amazing how good odds they give you for just a couple shots on goal.
Oh, okay.
You can choose 1 shot on goal, 2 shot on goal, 3 shot on goal, 4 shot, all the way up to whatever. And it was the first time I did it this year. And the first one I did, I won $38.
There you go, baby. Uh-oh.
Continued.
Tell mama she can supersize it, baby. She can get the wings and the fries, baby.
Where we at?
So let's recap real quick. Again, we're just giving you scores from last night's games.
Yeah, got to do that.
Let's see. We had the Stars and the Jets. Stars win it 3-2. Stars are one of the hottest teams coming into the playoffs. They're one of the teams that I think Maddie and them said that if they're probably the team that's probably the favorite now to win the whole thing because of the way they're playing. So Stars go up 1-0 in their game. And then it looks like we have the Maple Leafs 4, Panthers 3. I watched this game. This was dog. Second period, they scored like each team scored within a minute of each other twice.
Is that right? I watched that Jets game. I kind of been sticking with the Jets after what they did in game 7. So they're playing on house money right now anyway. So whatever they do is even shake,
Heck yeah, man.
Because them winning that game 7, I'm hearing people saying the best team didn't win. between the Blues and the Jets. Wasn't it the Blues?
Yeah, with St. Louis. Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
So,
let's hit the comments real quick.
oh yeah.
Boom, Jack Wagner. Jack Wagner says Caps need to win tonight. Heck
Definitely.
yeah. But the Caps got off on them first and losing overtime. Not good. Yeah. And then probably the happiest man in Sideline Junkies podcast land, Mr. Perry Jones, New York Knicks fan, says,
"What's up, Perry?"
So
we're just letting y'all have a little bit of fun right now. We're gonna throw down 4 on your ass. Can't wait to talk about that.
You want to do it next?
Sure. I'm furious.
All right. I don't think we have a banner for it, but let's go. Give me a second. All right, Jack, NBA playoffs. Talk to me. We can start with your team or we can talk about whatever, man.
Sure. Now, well, we can go to let's go to OKC Denver first. OKC came out meaning business. They hung 89 on them in the first half. Craig. And right then when they did that, I made a bet with my boy. Said, I'll take 150. He said, they ain't scoring 150. They're going to put the bench in. I said, man, the bench going to be shooting too. $20 on 150. And we're sitting up at the bar. God damn, they ain't scored 149. God damn. I mean, kicked in the nuts right there in front of all my friends. I was like, son bitch. So, yeah, they just had their way with them. I don't think Denver's going to bow down or nothing.
No, not at all.
It got so far out of control in that round that they was just done. Jokic in the third quarter, refs called, it was probably about 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Refs called a ticky-tack foul on Jokic. I mean, it shouldn't even have been a foul, man. And Jokic was mad. Coach was mad. And then the next inbounds play, because that was Jokic's 5th foul. So the next inbound play, Jokic just grabbed somebody's arm and started walking to the bench. Said, yeah, I'm done. So he fouled himself out. Yeah, I think he's running that team, man. That little coach, he looks up to him all the time, man. And first person he talks to every time. That coach.
I think the guy is good because he made a comment today, or last night in the post game presser, where he could have taken the easy road and blamed the officials, and he didn't.
Oh no, he said we got punked.
Yeah, I like that.
I did too.
I think that's a good way for a coach. Sometimes you got to let your guys know that's not acceptable. Without calling out people, without pointing fingers at certain people, just tell the truth. We got punked, and they did.
Yeah,
that was last night. Was all about we're going to show you we better than you, and we're going to do it early and often, and you can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, they came out hot, boy.
Oh my God! Sorry.
That's all right. Alexander was breaking ankles out there. I mean, he was just breaking ankles. I don't know how many times he broke Gordon's ankle, and I like Gordon. But I don't know. You know, they didn't like the way they got treated in game 1 and had Denver steal that game from them. And then they come out game 2, throttled down. I mean, it was
all
bad.
Gas, no brakes.
No brakes. It was bad. It was hard to watch. I mean, I just turned it back on to see how much OKC scored. So, like I said, Denver going to come back next game, and I wouldn't be surprised if they get it. This is going to be some good playoffs this round, and I can't wait and hope Conference finals are just as good. So,
I think you misspoke, but you actually made a good point. I hope the East decides to catch up a little bit and even these things out, because with Cleveland down 2-0 and Boston down 2-0, I mean that just shouldn't happen. A, and then B, The other problem I have is just what are we doing in the last minute of these ball games, man? I just don't understand.
Me neither. Clock management, timeout management. It's all like they don't know.
What was that? The stat I dropped in the chat was something like NBA teams in the playoffs leading by 7 points with a minute left are now 3 and 1,640 since I want to say 97 or 98. Two of those
go
three
back a little further than that.
Two of those three are the Indiana Pacers.
That's what I was going to say. It goes back to Reggie Miller, and I thought that was
okay,
late 90s.
Yes,
I'm sorry, early 90s, late 80s.
Oh, okay.
That's what I thought. It definitely wasn't late 90s.
It's still the stat is 3 and 1,640, and two of those three just happened.
You're talking 7 points, man. I'm talking 20, Midnight Rider. I'm talking 20. We was up by 20 both games. One of them we was up by 20 in the fourth. That's ridiculous. And they were going down and putting up shots with 11 seconds on the shot clock. When you're up 20 points, you run your offense, but you want to burn some clock. You want to try to shoot when it's in single digits, 8, 9.
That's a lost art, Jack.
And the three ball, like I said, I don't see Boston shooting 25% or lower in another game in this series. I just don't see it happening. Boston's a 3% team from behind line. 5% back-to-back games. But here's the thing I say, though. They went so cold the other night. Like I said, third quarter, they shot 20 field goals. 19 of them were threes. If you're not hitting your threes, why don't you start driving to the hole, get some fouls and some layups or something? That just made me no sense how they just kept. And the threes were good looks. It wasn't like they was forcing shit. So I don't know, man. They got to make some adjustments and adjust their jumpers because it's just not looking good. I'm not really super concerned. I'm lightly concerned because, like I said, Boston and Cleveland, they can both run all four on these teams if they get rolling, they get clicking. But Game 3 is definitely critical for both squads. That's what's up with that, Midnight Rider.
I think you're absolutely correct. And the thing I find funny is we always try to put the casket in the ground and the dirt on top of it after game one. It's like, dude, we're one game in. These playoffs, they can turn on a hit, they can turn on a basket, they can turn on an ending. I just find it funny. We always, when I say we, I'm talking about like sports and fans. They always will put the coffin in the ground. And it's like, dude, it's the first game. Like, what are we doing? Even after 2, this could be one of those series where the home team doesn't win until game 7.
Yes. Did you see Alexander's interview after the game?
I didn't.
He says, they all like, oh, how's it feel to win big by 40 points or whatever? And he's like, look, it don't matter if you win by 100 points or you win by 1 point. It's still 1-1 right now. We just got to concentrate on the moment. That's done. Turn the page. That game is done. It was just a victory.
More than Cincinnati.
And I loved it. I loved the way he just held his poise, man. Didn't want to, boast or beat his chest. I thought that's what he was going to do.
Here we go. Let me see if I can get this. Can you get Jack's comment?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's one above. I know you were pissed. I think he has one more.
Yeah. All right. Jack just ribbing me. He's ribbing me. Let's go, New York. Laugh out loud. Yeah, right, Jack. He said, I know you were pissed. I said, yes, I was a little pissed.
All right.
A little bit, Jack. And Jack texted me, 2-0, sucker. He texted me immediately. Perry Fitz comes in, says OKC had to do that, but Denver did what they needed to do.
Yep.
Perry always also chimes in 94. I guess he's talking about
I think
Reggie.
I think he's talking about the stat that we're talking about. I'm
About
guessing.
Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
That's what I think too. Yes, Jack. I already said Boston lost a 20-point lead in both games. Yes, I did, sir. Thank you for reminding me. Boston needs to see the ball going to the hoop, start driving to the hole every play. I do think they need to start penetrating more. They got two of the best penetrators in the league in Tatum and Brown. And I'll tell you, Derek White's not bad going to the hole. He's a little acrobatic, ball-headed dude. I really would like to see Boston take 35 threes tomorrow, just about 35, to take their average. They're shooting over average and missing more than usual.
Well, the good thing is they got what? They go to New York this weekend. I think it's a 3 o'clock start.
Saturday. Yeah, New York Saturday.
So we'll see. I mean, and
Tatum likes the Garden. Tatum plays well in the Garden, believe it or not.
I think a lot of people play good in the Garden because it's the Mecca, baby.
Yeah. I play good just walking outside of it. I ain't never been in it, man. I was on the front steps.
J-Dub says Boston needs to see the ball go in the hoop, start driving to the hole every play. I think you just read that.
I agree 100%, Jack.
Excuse me, I'm killing this thing today. Perry Jones says critical for both teams. I totally agree with that. J-Dub's back jumpers where you can get a good shot. I think they've been getting good shots.
They got a lot of good shots.
Yeah.
And the last play, though, was stupid. And Boston had a timeout in their bag. That last play, they could have. Oh, man. They just gave it to Tatum, and he was just head down, man. I don't understand. That's 2 games in a row. Joe Mazzulla let the team continue to play in critical seconds without timeout, set up a play, a little pick, a little pop, 2 games in a row. And I'm not talking, this ain't regular season, Midnight Rider. This playoffs. Coach like it. I'm really getting pissed at Coach Mazzulla, and I thought he was the best thing since sliced bread. So we better see something different Saturday.
You're going to have to.
I mean, just as far as performance, I don't understand why Pritchard and Hauser didn't get more time then since White and them were missing all the threes. Throw Pritchard out there. That boy been known to fire him up. Same thing with Hauser. They got 9 minutes or so, I believe. So I don't know. I don't think Mazzulla's using his bench right. I don't think he's using his timeouts right.
Okay. All right, so Perry jumps back in and says far from over. Totally agree.
True that.
He said the Celtics and the Knicks are both road teams.
Boston definitely is this year.
3:30 start on ABC Saturday. He confirms when we say who don't like MSG. And then he just asks the question, isn't Hauser injured?
Yes. I just see this. Yes, he is. I'm sorry. Yep. When you said that, I'm reading that. He's out. So Pritchard did play pretty much. Pritchard played 22 minutes. But another thing, though, Porzingis is hurting us. Right. This illness. I'm hearing bits and pieces. He says it's something that just drains his body. He is fatigued, and it looked like it in a couple of his shots yesterday. He threw up an air ball from inside the foul line. A layup. He barely got it over the rim, and then he kind of came out after that. Gave us 14 minutes in this game. I think he gave us 15 minutes in game 1. So Porzingis is really hurting us because we could use that height. And like I said, someone said Al Horford. Yes, Al can hold it down for a period of time, but he's not a dog down there anymore, man. He plays behind the stripe a lot. He doesn't really do the down low moves or the rebounding. So, I don't know. Boston's got to get their shit together, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think the kicker in this situation. Let me ask you this, because I watched the games and I heard somebody say that this Knicks team was built to beat Boston. The Anunoby, the Miles Bridges were to get them wings to effectively play with um Brown and Tatum, and then they loaded up on bigs. So, when you're lined up, when you have Porzingis and those guys, they can harass them and get in the way. I already see the. Go ahead.
I can see where someone could see that this team was built to match up with Boston. But they didn't match up with Boston or teams like them at all season. And I don't know whether it was a health thing, but they're matching up with teams right now pretty well. Through the season, they had a horrible record against the top seed teams. So I thought New York was just going to take a nosedive here in the playoffs. I really did. Jalen Brunson is one of my favorite basketball players in the league to watch. I'm no way a Knicks fan. Can't stand the Knicks. But I love watching Jalen Brunson. He is a dog. My boy is cold as ice. He wants that last shot, Midnight Rider. He wants it.
Well, I heard a thing. It sounded like a little hyperbole at first, but when I started thinking about it, this person said that he might be one of the best Nick. He might be Mr. Nick over Patrick Ewing and those guys. And the person who said it was Isaiah Thomas. Because he said at the end of the ball game, you expect Brunson to score. You're not hoping he scores. You really feel like he's going to score that bucket, that shot that they have to have.
You do. But I don't know. He needs a few more years of this to be Mr.
I think
Nick.
so too. But I like the concept. The concept is like he's the guy that's going to carry this team. And if he carries them to a conference final or finals appearance, that conversation gets legs and has some room to walk.
Yeah. No, he definitely. He stayed. I think he signed a contract to stay there because at one point he had all his Villanova brothers there. They broke that up a little bit. Isn't
DiVincenzo is the one that
DiVincenzo that went to Golden State, or
I think he's in Minnesota.
Minnesota. He used to be with him, and isn't OG Odonabe Villanova?
Nah.
There was three of them.
So it's Bridges, Brunson,
DiVincenzo,
and Josh Hart. Josh Hart.
Yes.
That's
I always thought that was pretty cool, man. They got to be the best of friends. I mean, they won a national championship together too, you know?
They got a couple commercials together.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. They're the one when they throw on the Villanova visor. That's pretty tight. Yeah. But, it kills me talking so good about the Knicks. But I do. I enjoyed watching them play. They're a team I would turn on if I saw them on in the evenings. I would watch a Knicks game if Boston wasn't on. So that Brunson, man, he's not scared to stroke it from nowhere when the game's on the line, and he'll break your ankles and make you look silly. That little stop dribble behind the back move he's got, man, it's ugly.
I mean, the only thing that worries me is the big meow.
The what?
The big meow.
Yeah, but so far so good for them.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that's
20 15.
But that's all because you don't have Porzingis and company. Like it's almost like the Lakers series where there's nothing down there really that can challenge him enough. So he's just feasting right now. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Putting the minutes in too.
So the Knicks were not at full health until the last regular season game against Boston, the 2-point overtime loss. He says too soon, MR. But you know what I'm getting at, because the second this goes, if this continues this way, that's gonna start walking. It might be crawling now, but that thought process is going to start walking soon.
I definitely think Brunson likes the New York stage, the New York atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? When you're a gamer like that, this is one of the biggest stages in the country, in the world, Craig. In the world, Craig.
In the world.
Big.
He says his extension kicks in next year.
Yeah. Okay. I know he extended to stay there. He's all about New York. Brunson is. And I think he
went to, wait, I'm sorry.
I think he went in to ask for Cat. I think Brunson wanted Cat in New York.
So, he probably did. Get you a big, and then you can play off of that.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I was
traded Biggs, didn't they? Because he had Towns, didn't
they? They sent Towns to New York, and they sent Randall to Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And
with your boy Rudy.
Whatever. OG went to Indiana. I remember that now.
I don't.
I definitely remember that now. Then Perry says they're best friends.
The Villanova fellas, of course.
Tim Creamer says, "What's up, my nickels?"
What up, Tim?
2-time national champion, college player of the year. And then last but not least, Leon Rose had his eyes on Cat when he first got the GM job. I think
he got college player of the year. Who's he talking about?
2-time national champion, college player of the year.
Not them Villanova boys.
Well, we'll ask him and he'll comment.
Yeah, let me know what that is, Perry, because I didn't think nobody at Villanova won player of the year. And like I said, I have been known to be wrong, man. Brunson, player of the year? Remember that.
Hey.
All right.
The NCAA does they do reward guys.
Huh?
So they do reward guys, the older guys when it comes to those type of awards. If they can. Like if they have a good year, a lot of times they'll give the elder statesmen some of those awards and some of those opportunities.
Okay.
Just looking up and catching score still 1-0. We're under a minute in the second period. This is definitely a different Caps team than the one you saw the other night. They've been on the attack. You should hit your OV shots thing if you had it. I think you said 3.
Yeah, I had him down for 3.
I think he should be at 2 right now. Depending on
second quarter, right? Second, what is it? Period.
Second period.
They're not quarters. Period.
Yeah. So in this game, at some point, we're gonna get us a big fight in this game because this is the second or third pile up. I'm dead serious. This is like the second.
I heard there was supposed to be some rumbling.
Huh?
I heard there was might be some rumbling in this series. What Maddie told me.
Yeah, but I think we're getting closer and closer to it actually happening. Both teams are trying to stay. Go ahead.
With all this basketball playoff and NHL playoff, have you still been able to check out into some of your MLB stuff?
Not as well. I've been a victim of losing bets in MLB.
Well, there's a ton of coaches on the hot seat already.
Hey, you know what? Hold on, let's transition to that because we have a coach that did get fired today.
I know this.
So let's go ahead and talk about it.
Well, it's Derek Shelton, head coach of the Pittsburgh Pirates, or should I say manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates. He got relieved here 6 weeks into the 2025 season. Horrific year last year. They're just not getting any better. And you also got over Minnesota, Roscoe Baldelli. He's in the hot seat. Colorado, Bud Black. I wouldn't be surprised to see Bud Black next. Anaheim, Ron Washington in Anaheim, the oldest manager out this year now. I think Ron might be let go too. The Angels, I don't know. They're not winning.
I know what you're saying.
Managers since 2019.
But it's not the players. I mean, it's not the managers. It's the players.
I don't know what they're doing. I'm just telling you what I'm saying. What I'm seeing. What I'm saying.
No, I'm not arguing with you on that. It's not meant to be an argument. I'm looking at the Angels as they're constructed. Trout has missed more games the last 7 years.
He's out again.
And he's out again now. Your boy, or my favorite baseball player, Anthony Rendon, he's hurt again. I think he's out for the year again.
They ain't got nothing going on over there.
You know, I mean, they picked up Yoan Mercado, the third baseman for the White Sox, who has a little power. The Joe Adele is finally coming to his own. They picked up Jorge Soler. I mean, they have some people, but the problem is they've always had a problem with pitching. And they just can't get pitching to stay and pitching to last. And, I mean, there's no way you have Ohtani, Trout on the same team, but you got one playoff appearance to show for it. To me, that's a management issue, not a team issue.
You know, when they start making changes, a lot of times it starts with the manager, bro. And also some baseball news.
Before you go to that, let's stay here on this coaches fire thing for a little bit, if you don't mind.
No.
So the Pittsburgh manager was Shelton, right?
Shelton, yeah. The Colorado Rockies manager, Bud Black, he's got 6 straight losing seasons and 3 100-loss seasons. So I don't know what that is. Management, players, coaches, that's just suck.
That's all the above. That's all the above situation. But they got a kid that went to Tennessee that I thought was going to be the pick for the Nats 2 years ago when they got Dylan Cruz. But the kid kind of had a bad senior year. His name is Chase Dollander. He's a pitcher. He went to University of Tennessee. He's in that class with Cruz and Skeens. He was actually going into the season or college baseball season. He was the projected one, and then Skeens and Cruz overtook him. Then he dropped down to like 12 or 13 or something like that, and got drafted by Colorado. But I mean, of note for pitchers in Colorado, that's a tough place to pitch. I think their move for Chris Bryant backfired on him because Bryant
Tulowitzki, and what's his name? Tulowitzki
was on his last legs when he left.
I don't know. I think that's when things started going downhill for them when they got rid of him.
He didn't have legs
favorite, the player favorite.
He was a fan favorite, but the problem with him was he didn't have anything left in the tank. That tank was on E. Him and my man Carlos Gonzalez, both of their tanks were on E when Colorado decided to move on from them. Because Tulowitzki went to Toronto in that deal, and I think I don't think he hit over 240 for Toronto. If he did, it was the first year, but after that, he was done.
Did he end up in New York for a minute? A cup of coffee?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember that off the top of my head. It's possible.
Well, speaking of New York.
Before we go there, hold on. Because you took me on another tangent because I'm trying to get back to Pittsburgh. And I apologize because Pittsburgh has the young pitchers. You got Keller, you got Skeens. I think their problem is their young hitters haven't been consistent enough. The Key Brian Harris kid that plays third, I think he's struggling this year. I can't think of his name is Brian Johnson or Robinson. I think it's Johnson, the kid that plays.
They got a young bat over there that's doing some damage. I forgot his name.
So he's struggling. Another one of their young guys. And I think that's their problem right now. It's just they're not hitting the baseball. And that's creating the issue for everybody else. You can pitch all you want, but if you only winning 1-0 or 2-0, yeah, it's a struggle, man.
Well, and you and I both know it looks like in this MLB nowadays, you got to score more than 2 or 3 runs. It looks like you need 4, 5, 6.
We was talking about it earlier. There's a
Yeah.
couple games today, crooked numbers. Where are we at? KC 10, Chicago nothing.
Mm-hmm. No, there's a lot of crooked numbers.
What we got here? What's this one? The Tigers 10, the Rockies 2. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been something. So
I'm sorry, I've been kicking me off of this topic. Go ahead now.
that's okay, man. I'm just trying to get you an update on what some of the guys are doing with the bat. Pete Alonso right now is looking like a front runner for the NL MVP, man. He's just on fire. Another guy that found his way is Spencer Torkelson over in Detroit. I don't know what happened to him, man. He lost it last year, I want to say, and they sent him down to the minors too. He's a first round, a number 1 draft pick. Spencer Torkelson is. He was raved coming out of school. So I'm excited to see him back on top of stuff. He said he worked on his stance. He adjusted some of his foot placements, and sometimes things like that are all you got to do to get out of a slump, man. Put a new piece of tape on your bat. Step back, step forward. That's Pete Rose. Pete Rose says you're doing a slump. Step forward a couple times. Step backwards a couple times. Move away from the box. You seen that one when he talked to A-Rod and which fellow MLB today? I thought that was awesome. And then there's a young boy in Tampa Bay, young infielder that I think is going to be damn well good. Jonathan Aranda?
Okay, yeah.
No, Aranda, Jonathan Aranda. He looked damn good. I just don't know where they're going to put him, man. They got a shortstop. They got a third baseman.
They're going to figure it out because they always do.
They might. Well, yeah, it's time for the Rays to figure it out. They've been asked long enough.
Nah, the Rays been until this last 2 years. The Rays were in the hunt all the time in the AL East.
2 or 3 years they weren't.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. They was this and they did that. Now they're coming back up.
They had to retool that because you got to remember they got rid of Randy Arrorenzo or whatever his name is.
Yeah, I like him
in Seattle. They had to get rid of Glasnow. They got rid of another one of their pitchers. McLaughlin, the other pitcher's been hurt for most of the year. So they're just in a struggle point where
once they get a little help. Yeah.
They can get a little help
every year for a while.
Because they had a 4-year stretch, they won 90.
Yeah.
They were my AL pick for at least 2 or 3 years. So yeah. We'll see. Let's talk about this since we're on baseball. The Nationals bullpen and this 7-point whatever ERA. I think right now, if the season ended today, they would eclipse the Phillies for the worst bullpen ever. And the problem is, if you go to their AAA team, their bullpen is just as bad.
Yeah.
I don't know where they get help from.
Yeah, no, they in a pickle. I ain't gonna lie, they in a pickle.
The only thing I can see that could help them is if this kid, Cade Cavalli, if he can get his situation together, because I know he left the start a couple days ago with fatigue. I don't know what that means. He's coming off of elbow surgery. So I know they've been trying to keep it slow with him, but he's probably their next best option. They moved Rutledge to the pen. They sent is it Lord, the kid they sent to the pen again? He was a starter early. He started like the last 3 games for them, or 3 games for them, and then they just moved him back to the pen because Soroka came back. So I don't know. I don't know what the help is. I think that their only help is somebody actually figuring something out. I think this is a team that can win 80 ball games if they had a pen. But with the pen like it is now, because you're getting the hitting you wanted from Woods, you're getting some good stuff from Abrams. You know, even though Young and Cruz have struggled, Nathaniel Lowe has about 28 RBI, which is right now. I mean, he might be in the Hall of Fame for the Nats, considered the first baseman they had the last 2 years or 3 years.
Nathaniel Lowe, he's nice. Where'd y'all pick him up from? Tampa Bay?
We got him from Texas, but he started in Tampa Bay.
Right. Yeah. I like him. Solid ball player. Nationals 17-21 right now. I mean, it's not terrible for what's been happening to him with the pitching. Best record in the league is the Dodgers.
It's better than what they started out last year.
Yeah. No, yes. The Dodgers 25-12, Detroit 23-13, two best records in the league. We got Aaron Judge leading the league in batting average at an even 400 now, so he's down 8 points from last time I read it. Put my eyeballs in. Jacob Wilson. From Las Vegas, batting 357. He's doing well. Goldschmidt, man, batting 341 for the big guy. Stephen Kwan, 333. And Brendan Donovan from the Cardinals, 331. Home runs. 12 home runs lead the league at this point. And like I said, we're, 6 weeks into the season. Kyle Schwarber is second. Cody Bellinger, third. Corbin Carroll and Eugenio Suarez. Ribbies, Aaron Judge with 34. Teoscar Hernandez, 34. Alonso, 34. Wilmer Flores, 32 from the Giants. And Kyle Tucker from the Cubs with 31. We're going to go to hits. Aaron Judge, 56 hits. Jacob Wilson from Las Vegas, 51. Quan, Bregman, and Goldschmidt. Stolen bases. Lewis Robert Jr. from the White Sox, 15. O'Neal Cruz from Pittsburgh. He can fly, man. That boy Cruz, he's fast. He's got 15. De La Cruz has 14. Crow Armstrong from the Cubs. They got 2 Cubs up here on this list.
Do you know the fun fact about Crow Armstrong?
Tell me.
Crow Armstrong, I don't know if you remember the movie Rookie of the Year. It was a baseball movie back in the 80s or 90s.
I got a baseball signed by the dude. What was his name again?
So the mom in that movie is actually Crow Armstrong's mother.
Oh. Yeah, whoever the actor was, I got a baseball signed by him.
I know you're talking about. Is it Gardner or something like that?
Freezing. I can't.
Don't worry about it. We too old to remember a kids movie from the 80s.
You got it, man. You said it. Hell yeah. So pitching leaders, the leader in wins is Max Fried over at the Yankees with 6 wins. Robbie Ray in San Francisco, Hunter Brown in Houston got 5. Pavetta in San Diego's got 5. And that guy with the crazy name, Fat. I always think it sounds like you're going, say his name. PFAAAADT. So he's doing a good job over in Arizona, man. Arizona, where are they sitting right now?
He's on the bump tonight, too.
Yeah, they're 500. I thought they was playing better. They must have dropped.
He probably had a little
ERA, Yamamoto in Los Angeles Dodgers with a 0.90 ERA. That's very impressive. Max Fried in New York. And then the boy for the Mets, Hoda Senga, 1.16. Tyler Martin in Texas, 1.48. And then Hunter Brown in Houston wraps up the ERA. As far as saves go, Robert Suarez in San Diego is leading it with 14. Andreas Munoz in Seattle, 13. Kyle Ferguson in Washington with 12. Carlos Estevez in Kansas City with 11. And Mason Miller in Oakland with 10. That's the guy I liked last year, Mason Miller. You remember?
I remember that. I just said that's your boy.
He throws gas. And then strikeout leaders, Mackenzie Gore in Washington has 68. Zach Wheeler in Philly has 66. Hunter Green, 61 Ks. Carlos Rodon in New York, 57. And Cole Reagans, Kansas City, 57. Last stat I got is the quality starts for some of these pitchers. I really do like this stat. It shows even if a pitcher doesn't get the win, he had a good outing. I've always liked the quality start stat. And I think in order to get that, you got to go 6.5, 6.5, 6 1/3, something like that.
I think it's 6 1/3. Right? You're right. Yeah. I think it's 6 1/3.
Yeah. And so leading that with 7 quality starts is Hunter Brown in Houston. Nathan Eovaldi in Texas, I like him. I thought he should have got some hardware last year. Zach Wheeler in Philly with 6 saves. Quality starts. Max Fried in New York Yankees, 6. And we haven't said his name yet. Mitch Keller in Pittsburgh's got 5 quality starts. So that's after 6 weeks. I think these numbers look pretty good. Aaron Judge has been, dropping down. I think he was 428, then he went to 408, and now he's 400. Ain't nobody going to hit 400 in today's game. No way, no how.
Pitching's too good.
Yeah,
it's too specialized. I'll say it that way.
Yeah. But
wow, I'm looking at while you were doing that, I just took a gander at the standings. I see the O's are 13 and 23, and they're 3 and 7 and 10. That hurts.
It does.
Well, hopefully this is this. Maybe this is their stretch that they got to get through. The beauty of baseball is we're not even at the 62 mark where I can say, they got 100 games left. We're at 36. So it's way too early to
6 weeks.
Put any nails in coffins and anything like that.
But they're digging a deep hole though.
Yeah, they are.
You're 10 games under 500 right now. There's, teams that surprise me, teams that don't surprise me. Boston, I thought they were going to be there, and they're going to be bringing these young boys up they got soon. And I think Boston's going to surprise us in the East, in the AL East. Toronto, Tampa Bay, I think Baltimore will get better before they do this season. Detroit.
The Tampa Bay kid I like is.
Who?
The Tampa Bay kid I like is Caminero. He plays third base for him.
Okay.
That was the guy I was thinking about. That's why I thought you were so about.
The
so Detroit Tigers
are doing better than I thought they would. 23 and 13. Cleveland's right there scraping their heels along with Kansas City. So I thought this was going to be Cleveland and Kansas City's race right there. The Seattle Mariners. I think this is a 3-horse race. You think it's going to be that?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, now I do. Beginning of the year, you thought that?
Yeah, because Detroit got pitching out the yin yang.
Yeah,
Detroit got Scooby and all those guys. So they going to pitch. They may not hit. And I think you mentioned him earlier, Spencer Torkelson. If he can get back to what he's supposed to be, and they can get something out of Riley Green, they
got Gleyber Torres over there.
Man, Gleyber's my guy.
Oh, I'll throw him in a parlay in a minute.
I throw him in a home run parlay, and he's 3 for 3 for me. It's just everybody else ain't do their part.
But getting down to the AL West with Seattle and Oakland up top of that right now, Houston and Texas are down 4 to 6 games. it is early, but that division isn't starting out the way I thought I'd see it. I thought Texas and Houston would get that.
Well, the problem for Texas is Jack Leiter, your young pitchers. So like DeGrom is DeGromming. Scherzer is struggling a little bit. What's my man? The kid Rocker. He's been up and down, and then their young bats have been up and down as well. So the what's the kid? Wyatt Langford, the kid out of Florida that I thought the Nets could have taken a look at. You know,
the West Coast kid, ain't he?
Nah, he's a Florida kid. He might be from the
West Coast. Didn't he play West Coast MLB?
Nah, he plays for Texas.
He's always been with Texas?
Yeah, this is only like his third year.
I thought he was in Anaheim. Okay.
No, why
I know you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what the rest of Texas is, but it'll play out. I think at the end of the year, you'll see Texas. I think you'll see Oakland up there, and at least being frisky. And I think Seattle's going to be there because I still haven't seen the best of Julio Rodriguez yet this year.
Julio.
But they got the kid Raleigh that we were talking about. He's been pretty good so far.
Mm-hmm. And then over in the National League East, that's stacking up about the way I thought they would. Mets, Phillies, Braves. Mets got a 4 or 5 game lead. What do you think about the National League East?
I think
your division.
I think it's about what it's supposed to be. I think you're exactly right. I think Florida's going to be better than we thought. So they're going to make some people, when you go into Florida, you're going to have to earn it. I don't think you're going to be able to cakewalk them. The sad thing for them is I don't know if they have enough pitching. I mean, they got Alcantara, and they have another kid I like. But they're going to be interesting. I think they at least make, when you go down to Florida, if you come out of that 2-2, you might have to call that a success. Because I just don't see them losing 100 ball games this year.
Okay. So, National League Central. We got the Cubbies up there, 22-16. 3 games ahead of the Milwaukee Brewers and Cincinnati Reds. Cincinnati's doing what I thought they were going to do. That they do got pitching over there now. I still think Cincinnati can climb up this and win this division come end this season. I don't see much out of the Pittsburgh Pirates in that division. Anything about the Central that catches your attention right now?
Well, you said it. I think the Reds, Hunter Green is pitching like an ace. He's giving them ace-like material, and that's key.
Their bullpen.
They needed from him. The other thing I like is I'm starting to see the fingerprints of Francona on his team. Wow. And you give them a couple more weeks and a couple more days, and I think we're gonna be all right. Not weeks, but you get them a couple more weeks, and then you let that weather turn. I think they're gonna be all right. And I like the Cubbies, mostly because of what they have available to them. But just real quick, Jack. We got a goal.
Who hit it?
Caps goal 2-0. I just missed who it was because I looked down and looked up and saw the red light on. I'll try to pull that real quick.
I got it right here. Hold on. The goal was scored by Carlson. Oh, no. Yes, Carlson.
Yes, Carlson. Okay.
Carlson threw it in. We got an assist by Strom and an assist by Wilson.
Here we go.
They must have had to think about that assist on McMichaels because they didn't list it immediate.
Yeah, they did. because the pass wasn't. It wasn't like a direct. I'm not gonna say direct, but it was It was questionable for sure.
Ovechkin got 3 shots. That's nice.
I'll
wait till later. I ain't gonna check my shit.
Man, I always say that.
We got one more division.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's cool. We got one more division left, and that is the NL West with the World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers on the top with a 1.5 lead over the San Diego Padres and the San Francisco Giants. This here, it's going to have the best teams coming out.
I mean, we still got a Dodgers team that hasn't put their best
people on the Diamondbacks.
Say that one more time.
But they're bringing guys up and they're filling in for the injured guys, man. I know they got a ton of pitchers out, but somewhere they're finding guys that are getting the job done. They've only lost 12 games, dog, and their pitchers are out, you know?
Yeah, but if you get when your lineup says Freddie Freeman, Ohtani,
Mookie Betts,
Will Smith, like
what are we doing here?
Teoscar Hernandez, exactly. What are we doing here? Like,
what are we doing here?
Like you just ask the kid, give me 5. Kid, can you give me 5 innings? I'll get it to the pen, and we'll figure this shit out towards the end of the ball game. You know, it's nice the kid walking up to the thing, and they got a crooked number up in the first. You know?
Nah, they do. I do. I like watching Dodgers late, man. I'll turn a Dodger game on 11:30 anytime.
And then what's his name? The kid that used to play for the Cardinals, Tommy Edmonds, hitting like his name is Albert Pujols.
Well,
like
so
he's hitting out of his mind.
Yeah. No, Goldschmidt's doing the same thing in the Yankees, man. Batting almost 400, got 12 home runs. I like Edmonds. He's the guy that came from St. Louis, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I like him.
I mean, this team this is crazy, man. I think the Diamondbacks are sneaky good because, you know, with Fat and Zach Gallen, they got the pitching.
Don't they got Burns too?
I think so, yeah. Burns is struggling right now. He hasn't been pitching for his quality. And then even with Eugenio, I think that's his name, Eugenio Suarez, as long as he keeps bringing the power and you get Corbin Carroll to hit, and then you got Ketel Marte, man, they can make it interesting. You know, we talked earlier about the East being the 2 best divisions, but we might have to give that NL West some love.
Yeah. I think 4 teams can win that division.
I think we can get some what's the word I'm looking for? I think some people are gonna come back to who they are.
Yeah, always happens.
You know, like I think August is gonna tell us a whole lot about that NL West.
Well, that's the dog days.
Yes, sir.
You know, if you can't handle it through that, you can't handle it through the dog days. But like I say, this weather's starting to break on these boys. These bats are going to wake up, man.
I mean, these bats have been waking up. I mean,
but you go up north, it's still cold as shit up there, man.
Yeah.
I mean, especially for a night game.
But we at that, you know how DC is. We're at that point where, you know, you get like a week of spring and then it goes back to being hot. And that's when I mean, the bad part is the way these pitchers of the Nats pitching now. I don't know, man. That weather turn and them balls start flying out of the park. That bullpen. Oof.
Mm-hmm. You catch that breeze off that river, man.
Hell yeah.
That stadium get a little windy.
But last 2 comments. Ant came to play. Can you give me an update on that score? Minnesota, Golden State.
Yeah, I just had it up. Give me a second. 31-17, Minnesota.
Yeah, I think
9 minutes in the second quarter.
Minnesota started with like a 13-0 run or something to get going.
Yeah. And what's the name's out for about a week, ain't he? Curry.
They said I gotta check to see the box score because they said he was
at
workouts earlier.
They get 3 days off after this game, I believe I'm right, and they're hoping that he can be better in 4 to 6 days.
Well, the good thing for them is Buddy Hield hasn't missed a shot since Game 6 of the last series.
I put him down for a big parlay today. Let's hope he shoots. I need 5 3-pointers out of him. He ain't hitting nothing right now. Let me see what he's doing. Buddy Hield. 3 points, bro. 3 points, bro. 3 points. That's all Buddy Hield got. 3 points.
It's early in the second, though, baby.
Dude, high point man on that John is 5.
Yeah.
And that's JB. But it looks like Green hit a 3-pointer, Hield hit a 3-pointer, and Pazinski hit a 3-pointer is what it looked like. Over on the Wolves, Edwards and Randall got 7. Pretty spread out over there in Minnesota scoring, so nobody's really blowing it up yet. But like you say, it's early in the second.
Yeah, Miss V chimes in. Good information as always. Thank you, Miss V.
All right, Miss V. I
gotta get her to Burger King.
Whopper cheese.
He's asking me to go to Burger King. I gotta get her to Burger King one day.
I ain't been to Burger King in a minute.
I stopped going to Burger King because the only thing that I liked from them was the what's it called? It used to be called the Big King. It was their version of a Big Mac.
Big Mac, yeah.
But it was the Big King. It wasn't a big sandwich. It was like one of their, like it was like a double cheeseburger at McDonald's. It was that lower level of sandwich. But I used to always get it, man. And
I got a new junk that I've been getting lately. It's called a double fillet of fish.
I forgot you told me about that. Yeah.
Yeah. When I went in there and ordered, the lady's like, "Did you say double?" I said, "Nah, I ain't ordered no double cheeseburger." She goes, "No, double fillet of fish." I'm like, "Damn," because that fillet of fish, John, is a little tiny. It don't fill the whole roll. 2 of them's perfect, man. And I like a fillet of fish every once in a while. McDonald's, that's my go-to.
You know, my newest go-to is with them is the deluxe. It's the I guess it's called the McCrispy now, but you get the McCrispy
chicken
deluxe. Yeah, the chicken joint.
Lettuce,
they put the tomatoes and the little mayo with a little lettuce on it.
I get that joint with bacon. I tell them put bacon on it too.
I could get bacon on it. I ain't trying to.
I do that shit at the chicken joint too. Chick-fil-A. Yup. Yeah. Give me that deluxe with bacon. 2 pieces, please. I'm waiting on it. Chick-fil-A. Get that peach milkshake out, man. It's due. It's due to drop, man. I love that peach milkshake. Yeah, my cousin Timmy, we had a Burger King right across the street from his house. So every time we stayed over his way, we got Burger King.
So we used to get in college, we used to get the burgers from Burger King, then roll down to McDonald's and get the fries.
Yeah.
And if we were lazy, I know I've said this a million times on the show, but we used to get the triple Whopper. They had some triple burger with an extra large fry and like a 50-ounce drink. Man, that's how I used to start my Friday nights, man.
And then they got all this health nuts on them, so they couldn't make supersize anymore because they was helping childhood obesity and shit with supersize. I mean, hey, if somebody wants to order supersize, that's their business. Who's to say what?
You know what I need? And there's a spot by my job. I don't know how long the ride is, but there's a Roy Rogers by my job. I want a Roy's burger with the fixing bar, so you can add your little onions and mustard. Oh,
but they had that. Roy's had that double R burger or something.
yes, they had a double R
Hamburger
burger,
and roast beef.
and then they had the fries that came in the holster.
We had one right up the hill from my house, and then they turned it into a McDonald's.
I used to go to when I was working at Enterprise. Sometimes I had to go. It's like once a quarter. I used to have to go up to Frederick, and every time I went up to Frederick, I'm hitting Roy Rogers, dog. I'm hitting Roy's.
Yeah, I don't even know where Roy Rogers is right now.
It used to be one in Waldorf. I don't know if it's still there or not.
I don't get down that way.
Let's see what else. There's the one in Frederick. It used to be the one on Route 1, but I don't know if that's still in play or not.
What, Route 1 in Hyattsville, Bellsville? I mean, Riverdale?
No.
Bellsville area?
Virginia.
Yeah,
it's like right in the Mount Vernon area.
Yeah, we used to have one in College Park, right there, just past campus. And my boy Nick used to work there. He's been in the room a couple times. Nick Catucci, what's up, buddy? He was there, and like three of us show up. Me and J-Dub and our buddy Vu. And we show up, and me and J-Dub like, yeah, let me get a small fry and a small Coke. And he'll be like, yeah, that's $1.87. We hand him $2. And then come time for Vu to order. He in the back seat going, hey, shorty, just hook me up, man. I don't got nothing. And my boy got fired after that, dude, because the man did the drive-thru talking about hook me up. But if you go through there, get a small fry and a small soda, Nick will give you 2 bags, dude. We had chicken. Remember Roy Rogers had chicken too? Yeah, we used to crush that. I never worked fast food, never. All my friends that did, their faces was all broke out. I was a gas station guy.
Didn't mean to interrupt you, Jack, but
no, sir.
Unfortunately, the horn sounded, but this wasn't for the good guys.
Well, you don't blow it unless it's for the good guys, partner.
Nah, I'm just giving you breaking news, baby. Just giving you breaking news.
Damn, they scored.
All right, I'll do it that way from now on. I'll reserve the horn for the home team. Hey, I'm flexible, baby.
Had me all pumped up. I was shaking my hand.
I will do that from now on. Or maybe I'll find something.
Do the horn for the good guys.
Let me see if I can find something in here. What we got in here? Let's see. No, I can't do that. Can't play One Shining Moment.
No.
Ain't playing.
I don't know what we got in there. I'm going to hook it up. Wait till I get the studio.
Let's see.
Background music.
Maybe we can play that.
That's all right. What's this one? Let me see what this one is.
Keep talking, man. And you shut the fuck up.
My bad, Joe. Huh. There's quite a few of them on here.
I did not come here to show out.
You gotta watch out when we push button, man. It might say something crazy. That's WrestleManiac stuff. All right.
That was my first job at Roy Rogers at the corner of East-West Highway.
Yes, sir.
One in Hyattsville.
They turned that into a Boston market. That's right. Mm-hmm. But Jack, you remember when Nick used to work at up in College Park, right?
I think Boston Market's gone.
It is too. It's what'd they make it to? Damn, I was just through there about a month ago. That Metro line coming through there screwing everything up, man. That purple line. They've been dragging their feet on that for 5 years.
That joint looks stupid.
It does. And they're just tearing the road up. Yep.
It looked like a bad plan to begin with, but hey, that's what they want.
Well, it was supposed to be a 3-year plan. It's going to end up being a 7-year plan. Yeah, I was on the news because the pizza shop over there by the barbershop, they was closing. So he had a big old car show farewell party, bunch of old hot rods in the parking lot, and the news dude came up there, and he's like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Man, people like the owner of this pizza shop, they getting chased out because of this damn Purple Line. This Purple Line been dragging their feet for 3-4 years now, and it's just screwing up our city over here." And yeah, they put me on the news saying that.
That's what's up, man. I've been on the news 3 times.
I don't know how many times I've been on. I remember one time we had a bank robber cross street from my house, was renting the house cross street, and dude was always doing shady shit over there, but we ain't mess with him, he ain't mess with us. So then, man, one day he comes hauling ass down the road in this station wagon, jumps the curb and goes up in his front yard, parks in the grass, not the driveway. We don't pay no mind. We like, all right, dude drunk, something wrong with him. Next thing you know, 15 cop cars come racing down my street, Taylor Road. They roll up in his house, pulling out guns, man, telling us get in the house. I said, what? Dude robbed the bank. Jack Wagner was there then too. And I was on the news for that. I said I was going to get my, I said, yeah, I need to get my metal detector out and go check his backyard.
Hell yeah.
Thank Robert. He might hit a couple more banks.
All right,
yeah,
Jack. What else you got?
We rambling now. We talking about Roy Rogers.
Nah, hey, when it's this time of year, all you gotta do is get us some food and we can go.
No doubt.
Food is our natural wormhole.
No doubt. So, definitely might get a food show on the network. Big Jack cooking.
Hey, see what happens, baby.
Me and Maddie smoking.
What you got, man? Anything we need to wrap up with?
Nah, the weather's getting nice. Everybody be on the lookout. Junkies might be in a neighborhood near you this summer. So keep an eye out.
I forgot to bring this up. I can't remember if we talked about it Tuesday or not. But the draft coming to DC. Did we talk about that?
No. Yeah. We did forget to talk about that the other day. I like that, but I kind of wish they would have waited till a new stadium was built.
Nah, here's the reason.
You could have had multiple locations, Midnight Rider. They could be at the mall and they could be at the stadium.
I get what you're saying. I get the whole idea of what you're saying, but the reason you got to do this now is because you got to show them. And when I say them, the naysayers, the impact that this was going to have. Like they can complain like, oh man, we shouldn't have a stadium, blah, 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 blah. And then when all that money comes in from this thing in 2020, what is it, 2027? Or 2026? I think it's 27. I think 26 is Pittsburgh.
The stadium, hopefully 29.
Yeah, 30. Yeah. So Pittsburgh's next year, then it's us in 27. And
I think Pittsburgh will host it nice.
Oh, it's gonna be great in Pittsburgh.
I think so.
And then I just think once you get Pittsburgh done and you get us on the clock and you get all these so-called people scared of, because all they doing is spitting rhetoric. They spitting stuff that they heard somebody say about, not wanting to give millionaires money. Well, he's putting the most money up. The money that you're using would be the money you would have to spend anyway for any project you put up there. So it's not like, and I think the other part is somebody's complaining about there's a thing in the clause where I think the Nats have to rent for $1. You don't get that land or control that land without the Nats. I mean, not the Nats, the Commanders being involved. You're not getting that. That stuff is going to sit there another year, get worse and worse. So you should be lucky or thankful.
Have you heard what possibly might be done with Northwest Stadium?
No, but they have a plan in place. Or I don't know how the plan is working, but they promised Maryland that they would make it a functional space. I don't know if they're going to do housing. I don't know if they're going to do another mall.
So you don't think it's going to be kept a stadium?
No, I don't think it's going to be kept a stadium. I think they're going to knock the stadium down, take the eyesore away, create a neighborhood or create.
You can put a hell of a neighborhood up on that hill.
Yeah.
Huh. That's a lot. That's a lot to knock down, bro. And how old is that place? 25 years?
It was up in what, 98?
Yeah. My cousin Tim worked on it. He ran all the he did all the steam fitting in there.
So yeah, whatever that is, 27 years, 28 years. And by the time they get out of it, it's going to be at least 30, 31. But then you take a project and put that project in place, probably somewhere between 20, 30, 2030. Well, actually, they wait till the stadium is up and running. So you thinking like 2031, they begin whatever project there is in place. And like I told people before, the difference with this group and with the Snyder group was this group is trying to work with the different areas. Snyder was just trying to get over.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Snyder was just trying to get over on the communities, and he kept presenting deals to people and like, oh, can you top this? And that's not how the Commanders have operated. You know what I'm saying? There's been some level of can you beat what we're getting, but I think Snyder was so busy trying to get over, and I was glad that Governor Hogan like kind of waved them off because they were supposed to be at what's that place? The National Harbor. They're supposed to be over at the harbor for a minute. But that fell through because Snyder dragged his feet and basically took their proposal to Virginia and was like, can you beat this? And I think that's the difference between this and that. Like this is like DC's like, all right, we're gonna Maryland's I can't even get this people straight. The Commanders are like, hey, this is what we want, this is how we want to do this, and go from there.
Yeah, that's a hell of a lot of land up there. That land from the stadium, counting all the parking lots, it goes all the way up to the Sports Learning Center on the top of the hill.
Yeah.
And that Sports Learning Center ain't no joke neither. They got a hell of a football field and indoor facilities there.
Yeah. But you think about you add in maybe some housing, some hotels.
Dude, you could add a lot.
Yeah.
Hundreds of houses.
Yeah.
Or even townhouses.
Townhouses, condos, however you want to make it happen.
Yeah. You can have a lot of people there.
Put up some more restaurants, you know what I'm saying? Add shopping because that area, I know when I stayed on that side, the biggest thing was just like nowhere to really shop.
Well, they built up that what do they call it? Where the Capitol Center was, all around the Magic Johnson Theater and all that.
Right.
That was supposed to be an entertainment.
Well, they got a district there with the Best Buy. It's like a Best Buy. What's the grocery store? Not Whole Foods. What's the other one?
I just know there's a Qdoba in there. I like Qdoba.
Oh, okay.
And there used to be a soul food joint in there too.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I forgot what it was called. It was like named after a lady or something. My coworkers, when I was working at that engineering firm in Mitchellville, they be like, hey, you like burritos? I'm like, hell yeah, I like burritos. He said, we're going to this place called Qdoba. And I'm like, oh, I don't know nothing about that. I go to Moe's. And they're like, oh, yeah. This like Moe's. I'm like, oh, all right. So we go there, and then I see the soul food joint. I'm like, nah, dog. I'm getting half of whites and blacks and some greens over here, baby.
What's that? It's not Miss Cleo's.
Say that again.
Miss Cleo's.
It's definitely a woman's name. I know that.
Okay.
That's all I remember.
It's all good.
It could be that, but it was good. It was right there by the Qdoba.
All right, so Jack says 2027 for the draft, and then hope they still have go-go bands in the parking lots at this new stadium. Jack, you got a group of guys that live in the city, grew up in the city. I think they're going to try to keep parts of the identity of the city involved in all of this. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't have a food truck with wings and mumbo sauce.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. And like I say, I kind of, after you described it to me about the possibility how it might be laid out with the parking garages and the limited, possible tailgate areas, which, some have said they're not going to be there. Some have said it's going to be limited. But if they just have areas to go up and hit a variety of food trucks and bring it back to their tailgate and eat and drink and be merry, that would be a different experience for the DMV area.
Well, I'm thinking, I don't know what they do at SoFi. I know they've been big on the SoFi model.
Sushi.
Well, you know what I'm saying, the layout. I'm not talking about the food choices.
I hear the stadium's amazing. I got a couple friends out that way. They said it's amazing.
So I would think about whatever they have as terms of tailgating. I would look at New Orleans, because New Orleans has a way where you can get into a certain point, and you don't have to, like, traditionally, you got to walk up to the gate to get into the stadium. Where I think the way New Orleans has it is you walk up to this place on the perimeter, you go in, and there's a bunch of options for you in terms of food, drinks, and all that stuff. It's like almost like it's like something just around the stadium where you can get food trucks and all that stuff. I think they had something like that at Audi Field.
DC?
Yeah. So think about it like that, or like the bullpen. I think they have areas like that set up and designated to, get people some food. You have a good time, get your drink, and then you head into the stadium, man. I think the kicker to this, or the key to this stadium, is the fans have to be flexible. The fans aren't going to be flexible in understanding that this is not going to be old RFK, and it's not going to be what you had at FedEx in terms of being able to tailgate wherever. I think if they come in with an open mind, I think this experience will be great.
Yeah, no, and in this short time that we've been discussing this, the last 3 months or so, 4 months, my outlook has changed. I was shaking my fist at the clouds, tailgate, got to do this. I'm third, fourth generation tailgate, but sometimes you do got to just change with things. Damn well, if KG was here, he'd be huffing and puffing.
Yeah, buddy, for sure.
But it's grown on me, and I'm looking forward to a new experience at a brand new, amazing stadium. I'm gonna be old as hell by the time it's open, but I guess I'll get up there.
You gotta get that knee fixed, Jack.
My birthday coming in a couple. I what they call it? Trip around the sun coming up in a couple of days.
When's your birthday, Jack?
Memorial Day this year.
Okay.
So I got 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Yep, actually falls on Memorial Day. I was born on Memorial Day. My birthday is usually Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. So my birthday kicks off Thursday night, and it don't end until Monday night. I don't get cranked no more, but I'll catch a smooth one.
What do I want to eat tonight, Jack?
Some chicken and rice and peppers and onions.
I had that all week. I don't
know what I ate before the show tonight. Actually, I put some fish fillets in the toast what's it called, the air fryer. We got new air fryer. That junk's banging. I bought an air fryer for my wife like 3 years ago. It was a piece of crap, but this one here is banging. We make everything, man.
I can do Old Bay.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna chill, watch this Golden State game tonight, and I might give Coach Missoula a call, see if he wants to run anything by me for the game Saturday.
Okay. Let me know how that works out.
Me and Joe talk every once in a while.
You must not be
used to talk. Me and Doc used to talk.
Stupid, man.
Nice.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
I do know some coaches, though, bruh.
Yeah, we do.
I'll tell you, y'all, we already mentioned it, but if you go to Sideline Junkies podcast page on Facebook or YouTube, you can catch the the WrestleMania shows, they've been off the chain lately. Did some live wrestling event coverage. What was that last event, Midnight Rider? Wrestling. Raw?
Yeah, it was either Raw or SmackDown. Probably SmackDown would have done.
But something's coming up, ain't it? Because I saw McAfee was pumped. Ain't something coming up this weekend?
Yeah. There's a pay-per-view coming up either Saturday or next Saturday. And McAfee's actually wrestling.
If any of you guys that are checking us out here on the sports show, Chopping It Up, and you into wrestling, you gotta go check out Nubian Sumo, Don Rodriguez, the big guy KG. Midnight Rider will dip in there every once in a while. That's a great wrestling show. I've had several friends hit me up and be like, dude, thanks for turning me on. So we got them on Saturday nights at 9 o'clock. Then Sunday morning, we do the Sunday Rise. Monday, Matty Ice has drive time from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. So if you're coming home from work, slap it on Spotify. Listen to it while you're driving. Then Tuesday night flight, we'll be chopping it up, giving you the weekend recap. And Wednesday, in the passenger seat, we've really been blessed with some amazing guests. Oh, we're pushing 30 episodes or more by now. So there's a whole library of in the passenger seats to view as well. Check us out, baby. We everywhere, man.
All right. Well, with that being said, we thank you for coming to spend your Thursday night with the best show there is on Thursdays. We don't care about the Caps being on. We don't care about nothing because we some bad mofos and you like us. So with that being said, he's the Gentleman Jack. I'm the Midnight Rider. We thank you for spending your time with us. We appreciate you contributing to what we do on a daily basis or a weekly basis because we do what we love and we do it out of love. So the next time up, WrestleMania.
2-1 Caps. 1 minute left in the.
With that being said, my bad. I just lost my train of thought. Happens when you're 50. You know what? I'm still Maddie's line. Make sure you hugging your loved ones and call them and tell them you love them because tomorrow isn't promised. With that being said, Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. This is the Thursday Night Throwdown. We thank you for your time. Good night. God bless. Have a good one.